Hi everyone, 𝗀𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 here, physical therapist with 𝗀𝗏𝗺𝗵𝗏 Online. Hope everyone's having a great day today. Depending on when you watch this, today's Saturday. And I wanted to do this yesterday because I was having a conversation with two different runners who had the same problem. These runners live near me, and truth be told, the roads were actually attacking their body and they didn't even know it. And we had this conversation about watching the roads that you run on, because some roads are just going to be better than others. So before I get started, if you want help with your training, you want help with training plans, strength workouts, run form instruction, check out 𝗀𝗏𝗺𝗏𝗺𝗏. I have a page set up there that kind of talks through some of the stuff that we do to help runners get faster and all that jazz. But here's the deal. So this runner in particular is getting ready for New York City. She runs the same road all the time. And the one thing that I'm always worried about, and I told her, and she still kind of dabbles with it, is the camber of the road, right? So you know how the roads that you run are slanted for drainage so they can get the water off of them? And some roads just have more of that camber than others. So I want to show you a little demonstration that I talked her through, and I'll help you understand, because the steeper that camber, the more likely you are to get hurt, because it's going to throw off your entire mechanics. It's going to change how you run. It's going to cause one leg to be longer than the other. It's going to cause all these different problems. So the simple thing is to try to avoid roads with a steep camber, but I'm going to give you some strategies as well to work on that. So let me show you here. Let me, how do I do this? Where's my mouse? There she is. All right, screens. Okay, so typical running, right? You're going to have the shoes be level. Say you're running on a nice path that's nice and level, and the foot can go through its normal progression of running. But what happens when this camber of the road starts to slant downwards, somewhat like this? How does your body adjust? Because what ends up happening is something like this. So I want to show you a couple things here. Number one, you're going to find that when the road is cambered, this runner is running towards traffic, and this road is slanted, the left leg is going to be lower. And you can see that here. If I just kind of draw a line on top of the shoes, I'm going to make that bigger. Let's see. One sec. So here's that camber of the road making that left side lower. So imagine for a second that you're running completely uneven because the camber of the road is dropping that left leg to the ground, and it's essentially making the whole pelvis, the knees, everything super uneven. And granted, your body can get away with it for a while, but over time, it will cause some breakdown. So ideally, you try to avoid these roads because you're just going to be running unlevel, and again, your body will get through it. It'll be okay for the short term, but over time, this will cause problems. The other thing that this is an issue with, and I'm going to try to draw on here. I'm going to draw with the mouse, and it's probably not going to work well. Let's see. So is the amount of strain. Let me get some red in here for you. The amount of strain. So when this leg here, the right foot, has to adapt, you can see how the inner edge had to drop to the ground here. Oh, come on. The inner edge had to drop to the ground here. What's going to happen is you're going to get a lot of excessive strain through that inside part of the ankle, and you're going to get a lot of extra compression on the outside of the ankle. So this is really big for posterior tib tendonitis, Achilles issues, and the overstraining of tendons here and the joint getting pinched here. But it's not just the ankle, right? Because the knee is going to have to follow that entire ankle. So the knee's going to have to cave in. Everything's going to fall in on that side, and it's going to overstrain the medial structures, the medial tendons, the medial knee. When I say medial, I mean the inside. So just by running on a road like this, boom, you're setting yourself up for some issues. You try to manage this. If you look at the other leg, let's go ahead and get rid of some of these marks. I don't even know if I can there we go. Okay, so on the other leg, what's going to happen is the foot's going to be forced to almost kind of ride towards the outside edge. So this is kind of the midline positions of each foot. Now what's happening is you're getting excessive compression on the inside of the ankle, and you're getting excessive tensile load to the outside of the left ankle. So that all the unevenness, again, this is going to throw itself into the knee. It's going to cause a host of other issues. It's going to be a problem eventually. Now, there's no perfect roads out there that I'm aware of. They all have a little camber. There's something that you can actually do. Let's go back to the main camera here. There's things that you can do to combat this. Number one, it's always great to go hit up trails occasionally or find a soft shoulder. You know, for me, I'm running down the road, and if there's a soft gravel shoulder, I kind of like the sound of, it might be a little weird. Maybe someone's weird with me. I like the sound of running on that crushed soft shoulder, that gravel. I like the way that it makes, the sound that it makes when you're running on it. But that soft shoulder is usually a little bit flatter than the road because of the drainage that happened there. The sidewalk, so if the road is slanted slanted this way, the sidewalk is going to be slanted the other way. So by just coming up onto the sidewalk, you're automatically going to be going in the opposite direction to try to even some of that off. And like I mentioned, trails are great because they keep on moving you in different directions. So you're not just banging consistently into the same spot. There's so many things that can cause injury. And this is just another thing that you don't have to be obsessed about, but if there's a big camber on that road, I would try to avoid it at all costs. Even if you had to drive, 5 minutes to start your run, because year after year, week after week, you can really wear down some of these tissues, these tendons, and cause problems. If you are struggling with something right now, possibly because of this, and you want a little help, I have this little thing called the Injury Management Seminar. It's found in the 𝗀𝗻𝗃 Training Center. There's a link in the post to access that, as well as some other stuff. But if you want to help with your training, you want to help with strength workouts, or maybe some injury advice, go to tryrunSmart.com. We have a ton more videos like this to help you in your running, from building training plans to strength workouts, yoga, all that jazz. Hope everyone has a great day. Hope this helps you out a little bit and doesn't jinx you on your next run, but avoid those cambered roads, okay? All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.